Hello again, welcome back to another daily Buying Advice with Repentance. Okay, here we go, it's another daily today. Another daily. Yeah. Not for today, because there's no two dailies unless I'm like recording late and then go after that daily and then wait for another one to come up. I did all that yesterday. Anyways, it is Sunday morning, mid-morning again. Can you believe it? Yeah. The 24th of October. You're seeing this right now. This is like well over a month after this. So I don't know what the future entails, but I think around this time when I get this published, it's going to be Thanksgiving or something like that. I think. Let me see something here. I think. See, I'll be publishing November 27th. Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. Nope. It'll be the 25th. It'll be Thanksgiving. The fourth Thursday of the month. Okay. So never mind. It's going to be 2 days before, so this will be after Thanksgiving. Unless around the world there might be like some other different kind of like time when Thanksgiving is, because I think Canada has Thanksgiving. Certain other countries might have Thanksgiving at different times for different things. So yeah, let's get right into it. Yeah, earlier this morning it started raining, thundering. I heard thunder. Middle of sleeping or something. I don't think it woke me up, but I did sleep in. Oh boy, did I sleep in. See, I went to bed around 11-ish, something like that. I got a full night's sleep. I got up around 8:30. So, yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel a lot better. I wasn't getting like 8 hours of sleep and stuff like previous days. I was still functioning, but I was real tired. I'm gonna go to bed early tonight too. That's another thing as well. I've been getting up early. I've been going to bed early, getting ready early and everything. So it feels really good. It feels really nice because I can get a bunch of stuff done and everything. This is my last cup of coffee too. Oh, well, there goes the daily. Oh, wow. That was quick. Okay, well, that was my fault. Kinda. I mean, I don't like rooms like that. My fault because where's my arrow keys? Oh, I disabled it. Okay. There was a couple updates for mods here, so that's cool. Yeah, so I feel pretty good. The rain was really nice to kind of listen to. I gotta contact maintenance about severe heating issues in this place, because like it's getting pretty hot in here. No matter what I did, so I did turn down the thermostat I talked about yesterday that I realized that it wasn't down. It still didn't do anything. Nothing. I didn't think so. Like, I was pretty sure like that was still an issue even for last winter. So at some point I'm gonna have to contact them. Probably not next week, you know, the upcoming week, but the week after, because I've got a lot of stuff I gotta do and I have to be around to make sure like things are kind of peachy keen if I need to move things. To get to the heaters, very minor stuff I gotta move, but like I better just move it myself in case anything gets broken or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I had a few issues when I first moved in this place. I had an AC that had to be replaced. I had a towel rack in the bathroom that was broken, had to be replaced. Then I had a toilet that had to be replaced. Didn't cost me anything because I just moved and stuff. So there's a leniency as long as I report it in time. And then I had to replace the blinds too. I mean, the other blind has to get replaced because the edges of them kept breaking off on my side. So it'll be my liability because I've been here for a fixed period of time and they broke on my own. My fault. It is my fault. So they're cheaply made and I think that's meant for a purpose. Be cheaply made. Anyways, got going on here, negative 25 Street. Wait a minute, did I even, oh, wait a minute. Negative 25. Have I really got like, I missed so many runs after? It doesn't make sense. I got the boss rush done. Did I really go through 25 different runs and lost after that? That can't be right. This game must be gaslighting me. Anyways, we're gonna try to get the Hush and Delirium. It's the only thing we got left to this guy. Seed here is 8J HQ 4A86. So I did watch some videos this morning. I talk about some things. And they were talking about, I think it's a little slow here. I don't know what's going on. Talking about piracy, like torrent stuff. It's talking about Napster. It's talking about Napster. They talked about Kazaa. Morpheus. That was another one. Of course, they didn't talk about BearShare. That was another big one, but I think there's just so many different variants back in the 2000s, like, it's just too much to list. BearShare was another one, I know that. How do I know that? Because, well, I used to use BearShare. I used to use Kazaa. I can't remember if I used Napster, but if I did, I'm pretty sure I probably did, chances are, like all the big ones. Back in the day. I wasn't the one that got started in torrenting, it was my mother. Yeah. But no, this video had to do with like what happened, like the history of like what was going on with these lawsuits that came up. And I remembered that. It's like, do you remember in the 2000s about the lawsuits and everything with the torrenting? It's like, yeah, I remember that. And that's what kind of spooked my mom a bit about torrenting, because like didn't want to get caught and then had to pay, you know, oodles of money and everything else. So yeah, she did get a couple letters over the years for that. I mean, who hasn't? I mean, I did too, but like, well, you see, here's the thing. My mother, which I come to find out I don't think her methodology is true after doing some research into it. She used to do that, torrenting stuff, of course, like me. And hell, I was torrenting for her too for things I was interested in. And anyways, going to the point, so her reasoning of how she can't get caught, maybe it did work because it didn't seem like she was getting caught anymore. And that was downloading a little bit at a time, turn it off and do whatever, right? But until it finally gets completed someday. But I think, I don't know for its time or if it's for like at its time or if it's just wasn't the case, like for it to even work like that. I know for a fact that like big copyright lawyers for these companies, represented by these companies, they try to look for like IP addresses that are public, like able to identify them pretty easily where their ISP is coming from and everything else, right? And so like when they find out that these lists of IPs are downloading something they're not supposed to, they contact the ISP companies and send them cease and desist. Want the ISP companies to send a notice with cease and desist and da-da-da. And you can challenge it, which if you challenge it, like you get a buttload of trouble if you try to challenge it and it's not your stuff, your content, essentially. I don't know what kind of punishments you get, but it's a very harsh letter they send you. Very harsh. And so they have literally, and they also, another thing too, they have companies within these piracy companies that purposely send you pieces of that content. Is the means to trick you. I'm gonna take this. Trick you that they're like other, you know, piracy people that are giving the content for free with no strings attached. these guys, they have strings attached, and they want to make sure that you download the files, so just bait and switch, you know? And of course, I've come to find over the years, which has been extremely helpful. This one time, I turned off my... Okay, so one thing I've used was... what would you call it? VPN to torrent. I highly recommend, make sure you get it all set up and everything properly, do your research, and don't turn it off. And here's why. So like, I turned it off one time because I wasn't getting the speeds that I thought I was going to get, which is actually turns out was my settings and my fault for that. Now what happened was, I turned it off and I downloaded it. Oh, it's super fast. Yeah, it's super fast because you're not on a VPN and your settings were screwed up to begin with, so it wasn't as fast as it should be. And then I got a letter. It's like, oh yeah, you did this. Didn't take them long. It's like, okay. And so, did I pirate this game? No, absolutely not. This game's too good to be pirated, and you know, I'm helping the developers and everything else out. And I enjoyed the dailies, I enjoyed the updates, I enjoyed the Steam Workshop. There's a lot of stuff involved. Now, some people may be like, okay, well what about like crappy games you don't want to pay for but you want to try? Or like do a video on criticizing how bad the game really is and you don't want to dish out your own personal money to feed a company to do that. Or if it's not available in your region. Well, you pirate it, of course. Because back in the day, it used to be very common to have, like, game demos and stuff, right?
Tears down.
That Tears Down was just a huge kick in the crotch. Because back in the day, at least for me. Well, yeah, not for me, like, you know what I mean. Anyways, back in the day, they used to have game demo websites and stuff, a bunch of them, before Steam was taking off and getting a lot more, you know, games in the library and stuff. And well, this is interesting here. And anyways, they one second here. You would download the games on the website and stuff, or demo games at least, and oh, it's right here. Yep. You just play them, you know? And if you like it, well, you can go and, you know, get the full game and stuff. Of course, when I was a kid, obviously, I most of the time, I don't even get the game because the demo is good enough or whatever. If I'm not interested in the game, I delete it. Most of the time, it was just playing demo games because I couldn't afford it or anything. Or family couldn't afford it. So there's that. I played like a bootleg like Pokemon game for the like late 90s, early 2000s. It was old 3D. It was the old original 151 Pokemon. So it was weird. I mean, I think probably eventually Nintendo sent them a cease and desist, and that's probably why I can't find it or anything, and they stopped working on it. But it was a pretty big deal. It was like a 3D game, and you go around and you just you know, collect Pokemon, you throw Pokeballs, stuff like that. Kind of like Pokemon Go, sort of, only it's like you go third person and you do that around wherever. You find Pokemon randomly, Bulbasaur and all these other ones. And they had that. I mean, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't complete. It was something pretty unique, though. So yeah, like, going back with the piracy thing. The piracy video I was watching. Talking about this kind of stuff. They're talking about key select people who were the ones that were like convicted of it. It made it to trial. So evidently they had ones that didn't make it to trial because they always wanted to settle out of the court. That's what these guys wanted, mostly. But the ones that didn't settle out of the court, they would have to pay upwards of $200,000 to as much as $600,000 or $700,000. And there was 1.2 with one of them. It went up to $1.3 million. So what did he do? They filed for bankruptcy. Both of them. And they keep stalling the courts and went to the Supreme Court and it was denied their case or something. But then they didn't have to pay a single penny to this day. Now filing bankruptcy royally sucks because that just takes a huge toll of your credit and everything else. Especially if you want to get a loan or anything for like a house and stuff. Yeah, good luck. I'm pretty sure with a bankruptcy thing like that, filing for bankruptcy, it's a huge toll on that. And creditors are not going to be less, creditors are not going to be very happy with you if you can't pay back your debts or anything. Even though, oh, that's really good. I mean, that's very dangerous. Conjoin, okay, this is... I want to stay alive for this. We cannot, like, afford to die. Oh, God. This is really good. But anyways, yeah, like... So they're finding out that the, oh my God. We're a heartbeat away from death. We could try popping this. Oh boy, maybe it's a bad idea to do. Oh my God. I ruined it. I had such a good run there. See it here, JLNN8W14. So, couldn't get a payout for them. It's like, oh, I went out scot-free. Not quite. That's the big thing. It's the, well, it's the publicity, and it's also like bankruptcy stuff. So not entirely, but the RCAA, it was called. I don't know what it stands for, but it sucks. Because they did something in '92, I guess. It's supposed to prevent, they had to have these devices registered, to, like these MP3 devices back then. Well, MP3 devices didn't come out yet until like '96 or something. But they're trying to get things in place for the digital era. It's like, oh yeah, these devices have to be registered, and like, they can't, they can put it onto the device, but then they can't like take it off the device and then copy it somewhere else. It's basically DMR stuff for music. And the device can't be capable of putting anything else on there but that music that they have to buy for, buy it through a subscription or something. Not subscription, but, buy the individual album. Well, not, yeah, individual albums. Because back then it was the albums. Instead of buying individual songs like you could do today. Like, oh, wait, it's hurting the record companies, the music companies, or the music performers. And they're finding out, like, the music performers were only making 30 cents per album, and the vast majority is going to, like, something else. So they're not making spit. 30, 60 cents or something, they're not worth anything. As time was going on, even with these lawsuits and everything else, their record, like their sales for like records for CDs dropped exponentially. So you could argue like, they're saying like, it brought up a good point, it's like, Napster didn't really kill the CD industry, it was just like technology's taken off significantly. And plus they stopped, the judges stopped this nonsense of like, oh, you can't use these devices, and you can't prevent people from using devices in order to, you know, transfer music and everything else. It's a bunch of nonsense. I mean, they do it with movies, technically. You know, DVDs and everything. There's ways to get around that. Those protections are not that hard to get around. Blu-rays, DVDs, whatever. Hell, VHS is those made protections because it's VHS. You want to get over here somehow. I don't know. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Can't believe he done this. Let's see, how about that maybe? Okay. Agalaz. I think that was honestly worth it there. I call them copyright trolls, though. RCA and all them other ones. I mean, piracy's never going to go away. It won't. All over the world, people are pirating. That's the big thing. Or using VPN to access content that's supposed to be on the subscription to things, or they restrict your access to content because of like country origin stuff. They don't have the licensing for that country, or like government censorship. That's a huge one too. And then what else? Oh, and if these companies become too PC, they delete a lot of key stuff off their footage. Or like with Disney, with taking over Fox, they go through it too, and it'll be more extreme and like try to make it look. What is it? They try. Let's see, why can I not like select my thing over here? You get to, like teleport stuff. Probably glitched. Let's see here. No. Let me try exiting out of the game and going back in. Probably something happening there. Or like with they were the Simpsons. Well, it's part of like removing some of the key scenes that were pretty funny back then. They removed all that stuff. A lot of that stuff, like the Beanie Babies thing. They're about paying Beanie Babies. They also tried to stretch it out and cut off the. I can't still do that. All right, still an issue. Some glitch going on. That's not good. They would also. They want to make it look like it's 1080p, and so what typically happens, and I've fell in that issue before in the past, which I've come to find ways to like fix it, is I stretch it out, but then I cut out pieces as important in the film. That's what happened a lot with these. There's like key scenes and stuff that was important to see the full picture on there, but they're just they zoom in too much to where you cut off a lot of the importance of what's happening there. I guess with the Simpsons they had the beer factory scene with Duff Light or whatever, Duff beer. And it's supposed to be fed in the same tube or something, but then that was completely cropped out. So it's like, okay, so why do people pirate for, you know, the same thing you can watch on Disney or whatever else? Well, one, you get the original content, right? The original. And it hasn't been altered for a variety of reasons, where it's clumsiness or it was a director's different choice of how they wanted to present it. You know, like the new Godfather, like 3 came out and they're supposed to add slightly different things to it and twist little things, which I've yet to see. I don't know if that's going to get released or not. Maybe it did and I didn't look into it yet. See if I can rent it. Yeah, there are other versions too of The Godfather, which I guess you can't really get a copy or anything anymore. I hope this doesn't kill me. It didn't. Okay. Another controversial thing, I guess, is that's a golden one. We found our first golden trinket. How about that? Double the power, huh? So if we get hit, we get a chance to get double the effect. At least I assume that this, because not all of them are implemented. We die and then we like, oh yeah. Oh, never mind. I don't want that to happen though. I got Darkbound. It's pretty good. Pretty darn good. I mean, he's been nerfed and stuff, but like, he still provides some adequate health. Better than nothing. So, okay, so going back to this, the reason why is because, I mean, there's a number of reasons why, you know, people don't want to pay the full price for something because they already have the movie and they don't need to be paying for another version of it. Another thing too is like, they stopped selling the version of it. And yeah, they stopped selling the version of it. And then I'm trying to think here. They stopped selling the version of it, and then you know, you get the new version and they done something to it to where it's just not even any good anymore with what it should be. Example given, well, the original Star Wars was never released, right? As far as I can remember. Maybe it was released? Well, no, it wasn't released. I remember, because like it wasn't even given to the Congress or anything when George Lucas had the original rights to it. And never gave it to Congress. You know, put it in their archives for some odd reason. And it was only shown when it was in the theaters in '77. And so, like, George Lucas has made, you know, famously, you know, several different versions of each of the movies or something that he made. Like, for example, like in the first film, I think it was, you know, which is like the fifth film, you know what I mean? The first of his works. Oh, God. And anywho, should have been doing that in the first place. Card. Oh, there we go. Oh, all that for a spider. Anyways, so had all this stuff with like these different versions. Like, oh, you can get the new Skywalker collection, you know, Disney stuff, all the films, Blu-ray. I don't know how good they look. I assume they look pretty decent, but like you're missing a lot of important stuff. I don't know which versions they would use for what. It gets confusing, you know what I mean? So people, they want like the original version. So I guess there was a team. I want to see something here. Chance to get a 1.8 damage when getting hit. We're gonna keep it because it's pretty cool looking. I don't know if I really want that either. And so I guess there's this team out there that went through all these different medias, VHS, tape, Laserdisc, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got a cease and desist by Disney to stop them from like compiling the truest form of to the 1977 film that was in theaters. And I think they used also like AI too to like digitally scale it to where it's not going to be looking very fuzzy or anything weird, too fuzzy. So it's like a high resolution version. And anyways, yeah. Did all that kind of stuff. You need to start giving me spiders, my dude. Oh, okay. Okay, dear. There's 10 rock in there I want to take. So, they were making up this whole, not making up, they were editing together and piecing together key scenes that were just kind of scattered out through all these different mediums. It's kind of this community effort and stuff, if you call it that way. Call it that. That's really nice. I truly believe that Disney put a cease and desist. It's still out there in the interwebs, though. It's not going to die so easily. People want that originality. And if you got companies, especially former directors, that just won't release the original or anything, I'm pretty sure that George Lucas still has the original one. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, that's his first piece of work. He's got other pieces of work too that were edited and stuff down. I'm pretty darn sure, like, he's not gonna leave that behind. He's not gonna destroy it or whatever. Get rid of his baby. For some ungodly reason, he just didn't want to share it with the world anymore. I guess it's his choice, but yeah. I wonder here, by the way. Okay, I didn't think so. If we had bombed our key, it's glitched to where you can, like, give him as many bombs as you want, but you don't have any bombs. Thing. That feather-greed feather would be good if we didn't get the devil deals. So yeah, I mean, you do have too, like the butterfly effect. They made several different endings, and I think each of the like there's different releases of the movie that only has one ending or another, and there's some that have like the DVD, like menu stuff that lets you see all the different endings, which is cool, but not all of them have it. Very years ago, I got someone a Christmas gift, and found out that the movie they had, you know, from overseas and stuff, couldn't be played on their device. And evidently, it couldn't be played on their device because it wasn't a PAL. It's meant for like European and, you know, Japanese, you know, those other overseas, you know. It's a type of format. So we have like NTSC or something like that. It's only meant for like North American stuff. But here's the sucky part about it. You can change the device to the PAL, right? But then it can't play the other stuff. But what's worse about it is you can only change it a number of times before it's permanently stuck like that, which is stupid. So that means you're gonna have to buy a totally different device in order to play that. Of course, what I did was a little different. Is I ripped the movie out off the disc. I don't really do that or anything a whole lot, but like. This is an exception where I ripped it off the disc. It was Blu-ray, so I had a Blu-ray ripper. And I got the movie off the disc and put it onto a new Blu-ray disc so they can watch the movie at home on their device, you know, perfectly fine. They still kept the original, so they have the original. So this is not like going torrenting and then, you know, pirating a movie and, you know, doing whatever, you see. It was, because you couldn't even buy, that's another thing too, you couldn't even buy, oh my god, a copy for the US. You can't. I've already looked. So, because how, like, hard it is to find this film, they don't even stream it either, that's another thing. So like, I had to do that in order for them to like, have some accessibility to the film. I didn't mean to use that. Preferably, I want to use it in a big room with a lot of enemies. I'm just using the gas to just kill him. That room is horrendous. Hopefully some hearts. Oh, that was bad. Okay, we did get a dime out of that. That was real lucky. Yeah, actually, you know what? We gotta get going. I can't go by track. Because the stupid mod's not working right now. Yeah, but it could have had Mama Mega, and yeah, it could, but it could also have been greed. Could have been some other junk in there that's probably not worth it. I want to know. I suppose. Alright, so we might die here again. That's not good. Like, I'm not getting many stats. That's what kind of sucks about this game. You don't get too many stats. So, I mean, that's kind of an example of what I do. Well, I did. It only happened once. Like, because I give them movies and stuff like that I buy. You know, here and there. And that's that. But then found out. Because, like, I was trying to play it on my system or something like that. Because I was just kind of curious if this is, like, one of those things where it's, like, it's from overseas and whatever. And I did read disclaimers like, oh, yeah, this is, it may not play on your device. Oh, then like PAL. And so I tried it out just to see if maybe just an off chance it might work. And didn't. So now they can watch the movie, everything else, and they did. And they liked it. It worked. I don't blame people that have the pirate. Alright, you blocked my door though, dude. Of course, that's probably my fault because I thought it's gonna be a normal bit. Oh my god, I didn't mean to run into him. C'est la vie. I mean, that helps. Not no Mama Mega, but it helps. Okay. People pirate for different reasons, you know? They can't afford something. It's too expensive. They don't want to buy a whole album, just get one song. Which nowadays you can buy the song individually at a much cheaper rate. All that good. All right, that was just not called for there. Should have took the pill before picking everything else up. Yeah, but how would I have known? Also, Captain Obvious. Let's see. I'm afraid this is gonna blow me up. Yeah. Is that even worth it? Got a moon card. Ooh. Ooh. How are we gonna do this? You do it that way, duh, stupid. Oh god. Well, I screwed that up. Wow. We probably won't even make it. It sucks. If for some reason we do get like Mama Mega, we gotta fix our health issue and other stat problem. Could have gone to Angel Deals. That's probably gonna be the next time we're gonna do. If we do die, just go for Angel Deals. This is like, yeah, this is not good. I'm cornered. Oh. He do be rolling. He do be a roly-poly. All right. Big old bad Satan got from me. Nothing I can get. Even if I can get it, it's probably not of interest. Okay. Well, we made it alive, but barely. Oh, okay. Did I don't think I killed him, did I? Oh, okay, I did. Thank you. Wheel of Fortune, huh? So, oops. Last floor. To make it count. Well, that didn't count. Oh, oh my God. Everything is falling out of place right now. Empress. Temporary, okay. It gives us a better tears rate, I guess. For a little bit. Yeah, so there's that, I guess. Kind of little stuff. Well, VPNs too, which I haven't really tried too much because it's like, oh, it's not. I'll just let you know, like, if it's you're traveling abroad, just switch off to whatever, you know. Which it's in their terms, it's like, we know you're not traveling, you're full of crap. Just come to reconciliation and like freaking turn off your VPNs so we track you and everything else. And also stop trying to like get any content that's overseas to your country. You're not allowed to have it. I even seen somewhere too that you would ban your, like literally your account, like your streaming account. For doing that. It's like nothing illegal with it, obviously. People are going to have more of an uproar if they try to say it's illegal. I guess there's like VPNs you can get, services where you can access the actual content, guaranteed. Also, last shot, by the way, there's very slim chance we can get Mama Mega. That's not okay. Alright, well. Oh, well, okay. In fact, I barely got any stats up and everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. Game needs more rebalancing. Yeah, we're not gonna make it to freaking hash. I'm so cheese. Like, what else could I have done? Like, I guess I could have like skipped the devil deal, but then it's like the survivability would have been tanked. I went to these different shops. I mean, except the one shop, I guess I did miss, admittedly. But I was also trying to rush it, but then didn't do any good because, like, I'm just kind of stuck. Keeper's Can's not bad, I guess, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm fighting runes with very little DPS, and my damage hasn't been increasing much. I mean, I'm gonna fight Hush with this low amount of damage, this low amount of health, and tears rate and everything. Can't do it, man. I've noticed that as a trend with some of these, like, anointed characters. It's like, oh yeah, like, you're gonna SOL, da-da-da. Right now, I'm really SOL. Like a huge trend, like, you gotta keep playing, you gotta keep pressing the R key, and this has been a common thing that's been happening in this game. It's like, you're constantly having to keep doing these different runs, grind them out, like, just like with Destiny, keep grinding stuff until you get the right amount of goodies. Like, we were fortunate yesterday to be getting to, like, let's say, getting to, oh my god, we might not even make it. I'm trying my best, honestly, I am. It's just, it takes so much energy out of you trying to, like, keep up with the run and have barely any stats. Like, we had one damage upgrade, the rest of them were just like health, range, speed. It's not good enough. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.